Welcome to Mentor Graphics lesson, More Symbols. In this topic, we'll take a look at how to add symbols to a diagram, how to add multiple symbols of the same type efficiently, how to flip and rotate symbols, and how to replace symbols. Devices can be represented either as a rectangular block having pins, or it can be defined using a predefined symbol which is maintained in capital symbol. There are many types of symbols. There are common symbols, backshell symbols, device symbols, ground, and even border symbols. Symbols are placed by double-clicking on the required symbol, either in the browser area or from the graphics area, and then instancing it in the diagram. Once a device or a ground symbol is added to a diagram, a name is automatically applied and it is accessible from the design browser. In the Symbols tab, I'll select a switch. I can either double-click here and instance it there, or I could double-click it in the graphics area and instance it there. Notice that as the symbol is added, I can give it a name or let the default value remain. To place multiple identical symbols, we hold down the Shift key as you double-click on the symbol. Alternatively, you can copy and paste as usual to create additional devices. To add multiple symbols in one go, I press the Shift key and then double-click in the graphical area, and I can instance them now. Notice as soon as I instance one, a second instance jumps onto the cursor. When I'm ready to finish here, I can press the Escape key and exit the insert mode. To flip or rotate a symbol, you can do it in one of two ways. You can either rotate or flip it during placement by pressing the R or the F key while the symbol is attached to your cursor, or once it is placed, you can then flip or rotate it using either the context actions or the ribbon icons. So for example, here we want to rotate this device. We select it, select a point to rotate about, and the object is rotated. If you want to flip it, select the icon from the ribbon, select a horizontal or vertical axis, and the object is flipped. So here, for example, I want to rotate this object. I'll select the rotate icon from the ribbon. Notice the faint plus sign next to the cursor. That's the rotation point. It can be either off the symbol itself, or it can be at some corner of the symbol, or it can even be at a pin. So if I take it there, for instance, I'll click and the object is rotated. Alternatively, if I wanted to flip this, I select the flip icon and select either to flip horizontally or to flip vertically. So in this case, I'll select a vertical flip, or I could even choose a horizontal flip. Swapping symbols is easy. You first select the symbol. From the context menu, select Replace Symbol. Browse for the replacement symbol from the symbol browser. If the new symbol has the same number of pins, then there are a series of options. You can choose to preserve the diagram pin positions. You may have moved it for whatever reason. You may remove properties that are not on the symbol, and so on. If the new symbol has more pins, such as in this case here, where there are 3 pins compared to the 2 pins there, then the system informs you that a third pin will be added in this particular example, and the symbol is replaced. If the new symbol has fewer pins, such as this one, which has just 1 pin, then you are informed that one of the pins will be removed. Again, as usual, you have options with what to do with pin names and attribute text and so on. So here, for instance, I want to replace this symbol. It's a 2-pin symbol. Right-click on the device I want to replace. Select Replace Symbol. I'll browse to the symbol that I want to replace with. Say OK, and the system now informs me that 2 more pins will be added. There are various options that I can select from the Map Pins dialog. The symbol is replaced. As before, if I wanted to replace this and return it back again to its old state of 2 pins, the number of pins now are fewer. Say OK, and the system informs that 2 of the pins will be removed. I say OK, and the replacement occurs. In summary then, we saw how to add symbols to a diagram. We saw how to add multiple identical symbols. We saw how to flip and rotate symbols. And finally, we saw how to replace them. This concludes More Symbols.